Welcome back to the Law Show. I'm Attorney Brian Dailey, broadcasting live from high atop the Law Show studios in the Windy City, Chicago, answering all your legal questions at 855-529-7469. If you have a question, you can call us right now. If you don't want to go on the air, follow the prompts to leave a message. I'll get back to you usually within a couple of hours. In addition to that, you can send your questions to questions@thelawshow.com. The phone number I've given you, 855-LAW-SHOW. That's 855-529-7469. Works 24 hours a day. I do answer that phone 365 days a year, including on Christmas, and with the support of my wonderful and lovely wife, Jill Dailey, who's brought me a great family. She's a great lady, and she supports what we're doing here, and she really loves the fact that the clients are responding so well and the callers. And so we are open anytime to answer all your legal questions. Just call us. If we don't answer right away, then we'll get back with you. Leave a message. And that's how we do things at the Law Show, and we're going to continue doing that. I mentioned that we were going to have Debra Crane at the bottom of the hour, and here she is. Debra Crane, welcome to the Law Show.
Good morning, Brian. Great to be here.
Hey, thanks for coming on. Now, I've indicated that you, for 25 years, been practicing family law, and that's pretty much all you do. And so just give us sort of a quick rundown of the kinds of things that come up in family law.
Well, you are right, Brian. That's all I do, family law. And it's divorce, custody, spousal support, property division, grandparent rights, post-judgment, parenting time, spouse, you name it, and I do it.
You know, I was telling the listeners a minute ago that one of the things that you got to do if you've got children who are of college age and they're going to start college or be in college starting August or September, they really don't want to wait very much longer. They want to get into court right now if they're having trouble with their spouse, their former spouse, paying their share of the college costs. Did I inform them correctly about that?
Yes, you did, Brian. It is not retroactive, and we need to, let's start with a letter that saves them some attorney fees, see if we can't get it resolved quickly. If not, we need to motion the court and get in there soon, in July.
So now when you say it's not retroactive, what does that mean? That means if I pay my daughter's college tuition costs in September, pay them in full, and then in October I file to get reimbursed by my ex-spouse, then I can't get reimbursed because it doesn't go backward, does it?
That's right, Brian.
Oh, my Lord. Listen, if you folks out there have children and you have been divorced and your children are going to college, you need to get in touch with us right away so that you can get in line to get reimbursed. There's no reason that both parents shouldn't share not only in the joy of graduation, but also in the cost of education. And Debra Crane is here to help you do that. So, what else is on the what else is on the horizon in the Illinois family courts? Anything to report?
Well, we're certainly seeing an increase in people filing for divorce, claiming they've waited for the last couple of years after they made the decision to divorce.
Yes.
Hoping the economy would change, the housing market would come up, things like that. But they're coming in and they realize we are able to get them divorced despite the economy.
Right. So now I mentioned also to our listeners that you have, for the 25 years you've been practicing family law, sort of focused your attention more in the area of high net worth, high asset divorcing couples. Not to say that you don't do those that have nothing but debt, but tell us, what are some of the idiosyncrasies of representing somebody who's got a lot of money or a lot of assets? And maybe, let's say, for example, two people got married and they came from very wealthy, rich families, and they also have money themselves, and they don't have a prenup agreement.
Well, often those people are also very educated, and they think ahead. They think on their own. They'll make decisions and do things with money that, maybe it won't be counted in the divorce or something like that. That's always a mistake. They need to get in, see a lawyer when they're thinking they may divorce. Don't start moving money around and doing all that stuff. That just makes things worse. So they should see a lawyer.
Right. Debra, we're going to go back to the phones. Hopefully some people will call us with some family law questions. We're going to talk to Mike right now, though. Mike, you're on the Law Show.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. What can I do for you?
I got hurt back in May. I ended up developing 2 hernias at work.
Do you mean?
What's the statute of limitations on that in Illinois?
Well, let me just clarify here. You're saying that you've got 2 abdominal hernias?
Yes,
or
sir.
do you have herniated discs?
No.
Okay.
No, not my back. 2 hernias.
All right.
abdominal.
So have those been repaired?
Yes.
Are you able to return to work?
He won't let, the doctor, the surgeon won't let me return for an additional 4 weeks.
All right. Now, are they paying you your workers' compensation benefits?
Yes.
Okay. In Illinois, all you can get is your wages reimbursed to a certain percentage, not 100%, and your medical costs. So it sounds like your workers' compensation insurance carrier is doing everything that they're supposed to be doing. You can't get any pain and suffering from your employer. That's what they call there is something called the exclusive remedy rule, which means that you are limited to pursuing your workers' compensation carrier for nothing more than workers' compensation. There's no pain and suffering. There's no loss of the economic value of life, hedonic damages, as you might refer them to. You don't really sound like you have much of a claim at this point because nobody is doing anything wrong. Or is somebody doing something wrong that you haven't told me about?
Not that I know of. They did go out and hire somebody else.
Oh, so do you have another job left?
Pardon me?
Is your job filled? You won't be able to go back to work?
I don't know if I'm going to have a job when I go back there, to be real honest with you.
Okay, well, let's wait until the doctor puts you back to work, all right? And once they put you back to work, you'll go talk to your employer. If they won't employ you again or they say the job has been filled, then the workers' compensation carrier has to continue paying you until you find adequate employment. And we can set you up with Steve Smallings, who's probably the best workers' compensation lawyer in the state of Illinois and in Chicago. He's a very close friend of mine. We actually both grew up in Iowa, and he does great work. I can speak from experience. I've sent a lot of clients to him, and he does good work. So you stay in touch with us. Do you have access to email, Mike?
Yes, I do.
Would you send me your contact information to questions@thelawshow.com?
Mm-hmm.
And I will send your information to Steve Smallings. He'll be in touch with you, and he'll give you some advice in anticipation that you may not be going back to work, okay?
Will do.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for calling the Law Show. We're going to continue answering all your legal questions at 855-529-7469. That's 855-LAW SHOW. Deborah, I was going to ask you a question. Let's say somebody is paying child support, right? And they get injured on the job, and they can no longer pay child support because they're not being paid by workers' comp, or workers' comp is paying them a lot less than they should be getting, and they can no longer afford to pay the level of child support that they had been paying. What should they do?
Well, that child support just keeps accumulating, and it'll be owed. They're not going to erase it retroactively again. So that person needs to go in, see a lawyer, motion the court, explain to the judge the payor's income has changed, and ask for a temporary reduction until he gets back to work.
And, of course, you do that frequently in Cook County and all over the counties, all over Chicagoland.
Yes, I do.
Very good. We're going to go back to the phones right now. We're going to talk to Tom. Tom, you're on the Law Show.
Yes, hi. I have a question not related to family law. Is that okay or not?
Absolutely.
I had a landscaping job done, screwed up, and I was wondering what my legal rights are to go after them.
Well, first of all, it's a contract action is what it is, all right? So maybe they didn't do what they were supposed to do, and you have to go out and get it redone. Whatever the difference is between your contract price with your landscaping company and what you had to pay, you can potentially recover that in a breach of contract action. There's lots of different options that you've got. You need to maybe send us an email, give us a little bit more information, and we'll get back with you about what your damages might be and how to go about it. How much is involved financially?
Oh, about $12,000.
That's worthwhile pursuing, that's for sure. Why don't you send me an email at questions@thelawshow.com, give me the details on it, and then we will give you our best advice on whether you need a lawyer or not. If you can handle it on your own, we'll certainly tell you how to do that, okay?
Is there a statute of limitation like you were talking about as far as taking action?
There is a statute of limitations on a contract, and that is 10 years in Illinois, so you got plenty of time. I'm assuming, when did this happen?
The initial start of the job was several years ago, but he never finished it, and he dragged it off, and then the work that he is doing is falling apart now. So I withheld some of the payment on it, and then he won't answer any calls or come out or do anything for me.
All right. You've got a good contract breach case, I think. More detail needs to be provided so that we can give you better answers and more solid answers. But whether you come to us or go to another lawyer, make sure that they know what they're doing with contract law, okay?
Okay, so it's a contract law attorney that I need.
Yep. Contract warranty, okay?
Do you recommend small claims court at all for anything like
but
this or not?
Your damages are in excess of small claims. You got $12,000 in damages, maybe more. So you need to go talk to a lawyer and make sure whoever you call, they give you a free initial consultation like the lawyers of the Daily Law Firm, okay? You don't need to come to the Daily Law Firm. This is not a paid commercial. This is me answering legal questions, and if you want to go to somebody else, go to somebody else, but make sure they're going to give you a free initial consultation. And, it's not a bad idea to get more than one opinion from more than one lawyer, okay? You might put 10 lawyers in a room and have 12 different opinions because each lawyer has a different way of looking at things. So call us, call somebody else, make sure that they know contract, and make sure that they're going to give you a free initial consultation and go from there. We're going to continue answering all your legal questions at 855-529-7469. That's 855-LAW-SHOW. You can send your questions to questions@lawshow.com. We have Debra Crane here. She is answering questions about family law. So if you have family law questions, call right now or call after the show. I want to let everybody know that even though we go off the air on WLS in a few minutes, we're going to continue the show on the Law Show Extra. You just need to hold on the line, and if you haven't called, continue calling 855-LAW-SHOW, and you can continue tuning into the lawshow.com and click on the Watch Live video. And we'll be here until people stop calling, which usually lasts about an hour, hour and a half every Saturday. So stay tuned, even when we go off the air on WLS. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll be answering all your legal questions at 855-LAW-SHOW. We'll be back.